We are in the eighth canto, 19th chapter and 3rd verse. This is Vamandeva has come to Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj has in the previous chapter offered him, what do you want? And Vamandeva is now glorifying Bali Maharaj and his dynasty. Nahi etasmin kule kashin nisatvaha kripanaha puma pratyakhyata pratishutya yo vadata dvijate. I know that even until now, no one taking birth in a family has been poor-minded or miserly. No one has refused to give charity to the Brahmana, nor after promising to give charity to anyone failed to fulfill his promise. So what is the meditation we can do here? Duty. We can focus on something today very interesting, and that is duty. Okay, so what is the duty? Now what is mentioned is the duty of a, what we can say, a Brahmana, the duty of a Kshatriya, the duty of a Vaishya, the duty of a Shudra. You know, the Bhagavad Gita, there is a famous shloka. What is the famous shloka in Bhagavad Gita? Of duty. Anybody knows the duty shloka in Bhagavad Gita? Yes. So the most important part of the meditation is duty. Correct? So what is the duty of a Brahmana? Brahmana gives the high. See, there are two things. Just like you work somewhere. One thing is duty, other thing is right. Both things go together. You cannot say, I want rights, but I have no duty. Correct? We don't deserve any privileges when you don't do a duty. Everybody in this world has a duty. That's why I was telling you, when Prabhupada saw the Babajis in Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, let them a kulhadi and work for their livelihood. He said that. He said, all of them, give them something, at least their food let them earn. Isn't it? Everybody, at least. So Karmani, in the Vedic culture, there is no place for lazy people. Lazy people are not respected in the Vedic culture at all. Correct? In fact, if you go for begging in the Vedic culture, you are punished. You are punished. It's punishable. King will punish. It's punishable. Interesting it is. Isn't it, Prerna Mataji? Begging is punishable?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Begging is punishable in the Vedic culture, isn't it?
Prabhu, but Brahmana is begging alms.
That is different. That is not begging, that is bhiksha.
Okay.
Begging means generally daya and seva. If somebody is going for daya, he is punished in the Vedic culture. Correct? Daya means you are punished. You cannot go for daya. So there are two things. Daya, I don't know whether it has, and seva. There are two different things. I don't know there is a translation in English for that. Good translation? So a devotee, therefore, should be very pure. Then there is seva. If you are not pure, you cannot take seva. I was telling yesterday. Correct? So the Brahmana, he has to maintain, Brahmana is a symbol of purity. Is a symbol of purity in society. He is so pure that the whole society is, oh my God, so austere. What are the qualifications of Brahmana? Samaha. His mind is so pure. Damaha, senses are so pure. His mind and senses are totally engaged in Krishna service. There is no impurity. It's washed. Wash means washed. Kshatriya activities may be pure, but mind is not pure. He is not a Brahmana then. He cannot take charity. In Vedic culture, if your mind is not pure, you are not supposed to take charity. You understand? It's a very big analysis now. Mind not pure, no charity. For a Kshatriya, he is following the rules and regulation. Correct? Body is pure. But his mind is not pure. His body is pure. Kshatriya always following dharma. He is not doing some adharmic activity at any time. He is always doing dharmic activities. Kshatriya will always marry before he relates to a woman. Correct? He will not do anything otherwise. Always under the counsel and control of the Brahmanas. He is not doing anything sinful. Kshatriya is never sinful. Correct? He is never sinful. Moment somebody is sinful, actually, he immediately comes to the category of Shudra or less than a Shudra. His life is pure. Vaishya, life is pure. No sin. Brahmana, no sin. Kshatriya, no sin. Vaishya, no sin. Sinful activities are Chandala, Prabhupada said, therefore, people in Kali Yuga 10th class. Not even 4th class. So there is duty, then there is right. Both go together. You cannot say, I want right, and without a duty. Not possible. Correct? Is it possible? Not allowed. Not allowed. Correct? So we want both. You want duty, but then you have to take care of the right. The two combination. Correct? Everybody is today talking about right. What is my right? What about your duty? Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Karmani eva adhikaraha te. You have a right to do your duty. You have a right, do your duty. Ma phaleshu kadachana. And he says, you have a right to do your duty. Ma phaleshu kadachana. We do not have a right without duty. Just like suppose in college, a student says, what are my rights? The principal will say, do your duty. It's working. Isn't it? Principal will say, do your duty. That's all. So, in the Vedic culture, right and duties are very nicely together, combined together. Very wonderfully combined together. Is it visible? No, we need bigger text. So very nicely the rights and duties have been combined together in the Vedic culture. Okay? That's all we need to know. Now coming for a Kshatriya, because there is a today discussion about Kshatriya. Now Bali Maharaj is being respected, worshipped as a Kshatriya. Bali Maharaj is being respected and worshipped as a Kshatriya. Bali Maharaj is being respected like a Kshatriya. He is a king. He is a very big king. Very big king. Where are the duties? Question is, where are the duties? Correct. As a Kshatriya, he cannot refuse charity. King cannot refuse charity. It is not possible. He is not a king then. He should step down. You got it? Just like I come to your college and I meet the owner of the college, the Kshatriya, administrator. He cannot refuse charity. Therefore, not only that, they are very clear. People are very clear in the Vedic culture. They are very clear in the Vedic culture about this concept. They know actually the world belongs to the devotees because they are the sons of Krishna. ठीक है. They know very clear, correct? Because they are sons, they are real sons. So the world belongs to them. So anything they ask is given. Therefore, Bali Maharaj is saying, what you want. He is saying, what you want. Correct? He is saying, take. You want an island? In fact, even Parashurama, after he conquered the whole universe, he defeated Kshatriyas 21 times. Okay? We know Parashuram, he defeated Kshatriyas 21 times. Then he offered the whole earth to whom? Kashyapa Muni. Kashyapa Muni, I think. He offered. And he said, get out of the place first. And therefore he created this place. New place he created, because other place he has already handed over. He doesn't have. There's one more reason why he created Parashurama Kshetra. Okay. So anyway, so this meditation is very much needed. So when Vaman Deva is asking, Bali Maharaj, what is your duty? He is in the rightful situation. Okay? There is nothing to be worried about it. And he is not flattering him, as yesterday I said, just like we get ministers for a function. When we get ministers for a function, we have to flatter them. We speak so many things which are not true. You know, this person has done that, this person has done this, this person has done this. But actually we know this is all flattery. In our social dealings also, correct? In our social dealings, we are also flattering people. Correct? We are flattering people in our social dealings. Isn't it true? You say, oh, you're so nice. But actually we know we don't believe it from the heart. But in the Vedic culture, there is nothing artificial in the Vedic culture. Anything artificial brings suffocation. Just like there were kings who are not qualified. So many kings came who were not qualified. And what it led to? It led to total revolution. There was big revolution in France and the revolution in so many places. Correct? Why? Because, it was not, the kings were not qualified. The kings were not qualified. Therefore there was revolution. So anything artificial cannot last. If somebody is not doing his duty, that artificial thing will not last. It will create resentment, it will create anger, it will create suffocation in society. Correct? Suppose you see the kind of respect that is given to the Prime Minister or President is huge. The kind of respect they get is huge. But suppose they do not qualify for that respect. We see the Prime Minister is coming, President is coming, they are corrupt, they are drunk. People get angry. They create suffocation in the whole country. Correct? There was in Ukraine. In Ukraine it happened. Very interesting thing. They picked up, unbelievable thing happened. What they did? They picked up all the members of parliament and threw them in dustbin. You saw the video? It happened publicly. Unbelievable. They just picked one by one in the road. He is a member of parliament. Public picked him up. They have, public dustbins just like we have. They threw them in it and covered it. They were so angry that they're so corrupt. It happened a big joke. Big joke. People are angry. So if somebody is not doing duty, people get very, very angry. So the Vedic culture is a culture of duty. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj also, when he was about to leave the world, he asked this question to Shukadeva Goswami, what is my duty? Okay? Parikshit Maharaj was asking Shukadeva Goswami, what is my duty? Please tell me what is my duty. Tell the duty of a man about to die. It's very important. Duties are very important in the Vedic culture. But today, nobody is conscious of the duty. So we have to identify which varna or ashrama I belong to. First identify that and then do the duty. Everywhere there are rules and regulations and duty. We cannot sleep. Vedic culture, we cannot live without duty. Correct? Duties are very important. So now Vamandeva is reminding Bali Maharaj, my dear sir, you are the king of the universe, but you are bound by duties. You are a Kshatriya. You cannot say, you're not God. Krishna has no duty to perform. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Namam, what is the shloka? Namam karmani limpanti namay karma phale spriyaha. I have no duty to perform. He is telling Arjuna, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Arjuna, you are not fighting. But you do not understand this, that you are a Kshatriya, you have a duty, you are a duty bound to fight. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you are duty bound to fight. Correct? We can understand this. And he says, Arjuna, look at me. I have no duty to do. Krishna has no duty to do. Still I am doing my work. I am driving your chariot. I played for Mother Yashoda. I am also in Dwarka. I am also killing demons. I am doing so many activities. Krishna has nothing to do actually. He is free. But still he is doing. So what about us? We are supposed to do. Okay? We are supposed to do. Whatever ashrama or situation, whatever service we have situated, we cannot demand any privileges. We have duties to do. There is no laziness in the Vedic culture. No, everybody has to. What is my duty? What is my duty? Such a beautiful culture it is. Yeah? Such a beautiful culture. So we should meditate on this fact. And Vamandeva is reminding therefore Bali Maharaj that never in your dynasty he is reminding him that never in your dynasty has a king refused to give a charity. Refuse to give a charity. Never. And he is also knowing something is going to do. He said, after giving promise, nobody has taken back the promise. After giving promise, nobody has taken back the promise. Because something is going to happen now. So just like a vaccinate is already telling this statement. It's interesting. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says Arjuna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says Arjuna. What does Krishna tell Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, watch, Arjuna, watch. Because he knows what is going to happen. Krishna knows before only. The same way Krishna is telling, Vamandeva is telling Bali Maharaj, nobody in your dynasty has ever refused to give charity, and after promising, nobody has taken back the promise. Okay? So this is Vamandeva predicting what is going to happen. And Bali Maharaj is true to this world. In fact, another thing is that Krishna mentions about Prahlad Maharaj here, who is such a jewel in your family. Correct? Such a jewel in the family. Prahlad Maharaj is such a jewel. But we see both of them did austerity. Hiranyakashipu also did so much tapasya. And what was the result of his tapasya? Nothing. Okay? There was no result of his tapasya. Finally he was killed by the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj also did charity. But what was the result of the charity of Prahlad Maharaj? The result was that the Lord personally came and saved him. He became so dear to the Lord that he became so dear to the Lord, so dear to the Lord that Vaman Deva is mentioning about him. He is such a jewel in your dynasty. Can you imagine how dear he has become to the Lord? So activities, if you see of Hiranyakashipu, if you see the activities of Hiranyakashipu, they are much more difficult. Standing like this, he stood for a long time. And what are the activities of Prahlad Maharaj? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very simple activities of Prahlad Maharaj. What are the result? He became so dear to the Lord. And what is the result of activities of Hiranyakashipu? He was killed. So similarly in our life also, may we forget God and do so many activities. There is no result of that. Okay? But whatever devotional activities you do will be remembered by the Lord. The huge activities done by Hiranyakashipu had no meaning, meaningless. But little activities which are done by Prahlad Maharaj made him so dear to the Lord. So much so dear that the Lord is saying, is so wonderful. That Prahlad Maharaj is so wonderful. The Lord is personally saying that. Okay? So we can appreciate therefore and meditate today on that. We are all in the Vedic culture, in certain situation of Varnashrama, we are duty bound. And everybody has two kind of duties. One duty we have two kind of duties. And one duty we have is spiritual, and other duty we have is material. Two duties we have. Material duties is according to, I have to take care of my child, I have to do some profession to maintain this body. These are material duties. And spiritual duties are in connection to the soul. Among the two, spiritual duties are more important. Okay? So this is, we can meditate. All of us have to do our spiritual duties very nicely. And generally we try to see the spiritual duties and material duties do not conflict. They are properly situated. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.